17th, 2021 meeting is now called to order, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by our board member. This is her last board meeting, Jessica Fogarty.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So good to see everyone. Thank you all for being here. Roll call, Mrs. Vaughn.
Yes, ma'am. All are present.
Thank you. Everyone is here. Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Sid, so moved.
Sid Hill motion. A second? Second by Amy Johnson. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Mrs. Vaughn.
And that's all in favor.
Great. Thank you so much. Special items. Do you have any individuals to address the board on an agenda item that have registered with Mrs. Vaughn?
We've had no one register.
Thank you so much. Seeing there's none, we'll move on. Now the good stuff. Student celebrations. Dr. Stevens.
Yes, we are celebrating several students tonight. First of all, I would like to welcome a student for the second year in a row to come forward, Joaquin Tanaglia Canute. Joaquin is an 8th grade student at East Middle School and has been honored as one of the brightest students in the world again by the Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth. If you will remember, we celebrated Joaquin for his honor last year as well. This year, Joaquin was one of nearly 19,000 students from 84 countries who were a part of the 2021 Talent Search. Less than 20% of the students qualified for this high honor. We are excited to celebrate Joaquin this evening.
Congratulations.
Whoop. You ready? Let's look at Mr. Butson first, okay?
Wait till I'm this.
Mom and Dad.
I think we're going to look more awkward.
All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We are so proud of you. All right, and we have two others to celebrate. I believe I know that one is here, and maybe the other will arrive in time. Founded in 1958, the Distinguished Young Women Program is one of the oldest scholarship programs for high school juniors in the nation. The program's mission is to empower young women by connecting them with a nationwide network of women, developing their self-confidence, and having these young women participate in a life skills workshop. Each year, Tullahoma High School juniors represent our city and state incredibly well in the categories of academics, interview, public speaking, talent, and fitness. We do have two young women that we would like to celebrate this evening. First of all, Miss Ansley Vaughn was named the 2022 Telehoma Distinguished Young Woman of Telehoma for 2022. In addition to the local honor, though, it is important to note, Ansley also competed at the state level recently, and she earned scholarships in both fitness and talent. We are so pleased to have Ansley with us tonight to celebrate her achievements. Ansley. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're proud of you. And I do not see Amy with us this evening. She's on her way?
Yes.
Okay. Can we circle back?
We can circle back for sure.
All right. Well, we will circle back to her then. Very good.
Thank you. I think, is that her?
Is that Amy?
Yes, I believe it is. Is her? Okay, that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Jessica Fogarty. Is there a second? Second by Teresa Lawson. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Unfinished business. Building and grounds. Pat Welsh.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. The committee met about 2 weeks ago to get current on what was going on during the summer break, and we'll go down the report that our board members can see on the BOE. At Bel Air, the dumpster area behind the building has been an eyesore for quite some time, and we've had a pad pour and some fencing put around screening, and no dumpster is going to look too great, but this is a vast improvement to the back end of their building. We're looking at updating the bathrooms, and we've talked about it last year, and we wanted to put off last year to begin waiting until Orcott Winslow assessment was complete, and that we will pick up and consider it as the school year goes on. East Lincoln parking lot is scheduled for resealing and is on our agenda tonight. Farrah Elementary, Dr. Stevens and Mr. Ray met with city officials and city financial advisors regarding ability to borrow money through the sales tax sinking fund recently. And it was determined that there's approximately $15 million that can be served by that debt service fund. It's the committee's belief that the Farrah project will fall within this amount, and OLG is presently working on a cost proposal for the design. More than likely, this will be the only project that can be completed with these funds. I'm maybe a little bit optimistic that there may be something left over that we could do some more work, but we won't know until we get, of course, OLG's work done and bids done. The maintenance department during the summer break replaced 3 rooftop HVAC units. At East Middle, softball bleachers that have needed to be expanded drastically. Concrete should be poured for those pads soon. The report says that work will be begun to replace the fencing on the dugout side of the soccer field that was in really bad shape. I went by there today and and checked with Mr. Ray. That was completed by last Friday, and it really does look nice. I would invite anybody to go by there and take a look at it. And we have leveled some of the sidewalks at East Middle according to the Orcott Winslow assessment, and we're going to look at that again. The West Middle, the gym floor was rescreened during the summer break. At THS, we've talked a whole lot about getting a metal drain at the radius of the track at the school end, and that is completed now. And anybody wants to go by and walk, you'll notice that. And I'd like to get with Coach Olive soon and find out where this recent rain was able to drain it off, like we hopefully will. The track itself will be resurfaced on the schedule for the week of September 13th through 21st, and the main gym is going to be rescreened over fall break. EverSafe window laminate. Last year, EverSafe installed safety laminate at all 4 elementary schools under the state school grant and some local funds. This year, we would like to install the same product at both middle schools, THS, and the CSS building. And this is under EverSafe's Phase 1 program, and it is also up for board approval tonight. In the central office, that same meeting where we talked about the ability of the sales tax sinking fund to fund, Dr. Stevens and Mr. Ray discussed with city officials the parking lot on the other side of the administration building between it and the old Red Cross building. And we've decided with their approval to proceed with improving parking only on our property. Any questions? Any additions? All right.
Great report. Thank you so much, Pat and Teresa and the rest of the team. Great work. So much going on and so many wonderful things. Thank you. Farrah Construction Project, Mr. Ray.
Thank you, Chairperson Usleton. In review of the executive summary from the Orcutt-Winslow assessment of Farrah Elementary, it stated, and I quote, "Farrah is challenged with being well-maintained yet inappropriate for today's educational standards. Its systems can be brought to a balancing point by adding outside air ventilation to the building and providing accessible restrooms and site features. However, the school would still struggle with the open classroom pod design. This could be taken a step further, and interior walls could be added to provide discrete and acoustically separated classrooms, yet the building would still fight its initial design with oddly shaped rooms and challenging circulation. When feasible, the best way to provide an appropriate, enriching learning environment for the next 50 years at this site is to replace the original portion of the school," end of quote. Upon review of the Orcutt-Winslow facilities assessment and working to prioritize needs within the constraints of available funding, the Building and Grounds Committee is recommending the construction project of a new school at the current Jack T. Farrah site. The estimated project cost is $15 million. Your potential approval of this recommendation would allow the next steps towards this project to occur. We appreciate both Sue Wilson, City Finance Director, and Ashley McAnulty of Stevens Incorporated being in attendance this evening. Stevens, Inc. is the city's financial advisor, and Mr. McAnulty would assist the city in obtaining financing for this project. Chairman Usselton.
Are there any questions for Mr. Ray before we move forward? This was the recommendation of Orcutt-Winslow. We've discussed it for a while. It's super exciting to me. And so I need a motion. It is the intent of the Tullahoma City Schools Board to proceed with the construction project for a new elementary school at the current location of Jack T. Farrah Elementary School. This project has an estimated completion cost of $15 million. We approve Dr. Stevens and Mr. Ray taking the next step, which is to discuss this project further with appropriate city personnel and eventually with the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. Do I have a motion?
I move. I think we're all excited.
Teresa Lawson with the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Sid Hill. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor.
Thank you so much. That's so exciting. So exciting. Okay, now we're going to circle back because we have another special guest here to celebrate.
Yeah, so we celebrated one distinguished young woman as Ansley Vaughn, and we have another. Miss Amy Pham was not only the Cumberland Valley Distinguished Young Woman, but also named the 2022 Distinguished Young Woman of the entire state of Tennessee. Now listen closely. Amy came home from the state competition with the state title and over $110,000 in scholarships to attend the University of Alabama. She will go on to compete for the national title in Mobile in June 2022, and we are all going to be cheering you on. We are so proud of Amy, and we'll be watching next summer as she competes for the nationwide title of Distinguished Young Woman, and we believe you're going to get it. Come on up here. Come on up here. Welcome to the Senate. Thank you so much. Yeah, hold that. Thank you. We're so happy you're here. Mom, come on up. You got it? Got it? Okay, very good. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations. All right, let's give her a yay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
before she leaves, can I add something?
Yes.
I'm the liaison to THS, and I've been there twice since school started, and I saw and got to meet Miss Pham in the hallway with Mr. Quick, and she was showing two new students around for their first day, and I'm telling you, she is a great ambassador at that high school. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, how sweet. Yay. Thank you.
Okay, moving back to parking lot resealing. That would be Mr. Ray.
Thank you again. In an effort to properly maintain our school parking areas, we previously asked Silwright to assess our parking lots and determine the needs of each. As you recall, in fiscal year 21, we resealed the parking areas at Lee Elementary, Farrah Elementary, and Bel Air Elementary. The Silwright assessment determined that East Lincoln and East Middle as the next needed properties to be resealed. These properties were included in the current year's budget. The quoted amounts for each school are as follows. East Lincoln, $20,086.55. East Middle, $30,068.70 for a total bid price of $50,155.25. The maintenance of this includes joint and crack sealant, 2 coats of sealing application, line striping, arrow and handicap markings. Silwright provides 1-year warranty on materials and workmanship. If you approve, we will coordinate with Silwright to complete these projects when least disruptive to the school. Last year, you'll recall, we did most of these projects in the cool weather because the sealant works best in cool weather, either over winter break, and then I believe we finished up spring break last year. Staff, as well as Building and Grounds Committee, recommends approving Silwright for the resealing projects listed above.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the quote from Silwright in the amount of $50,155.25 to reseal parking lots at East Lincoln Elementary and East Middle School?
So moved.
Motion by Jessica Fogarty. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Pat Welsh. Any discussion?
I'd add that this is on schedule, and it is time, and we've owe Mr. Ray a debt of gratitude to get us on a schedule.
That's right. It's great. I know Teresa's been wanting that for a while, so thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, all in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. All opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
Yes, ma'am, that's all in favor.
Great. Thank you all so much. The ever-exciting parking lot sealant. Okay. Mr. Ray, EverSafe Glass.
Thank you. EverSafe Security Solutions has provided security solutions to public schools and public buildings for more than 30 years. Their security window laminate helps secure glass, the most dangerous and vulnerable material on any structure. Glass can easily be breached by the slightest amount of force. EverSafe laminates holds glass together, creating a barrier that helps slow any attempt to gain unwanted access. Last school year, EverSafe installed laminate at our 4 elementary schools with very positive results. We asked Mr. Gregory, EverSafe founder and manager, to quote the most vulnerable areas, or as he refers to as Phase 1, of our 4 remaining buildings with students. I recommend proceeding with laminate at the 4 remaining buildings, which are East Middle, West Middle, CSS, and THS. The total price for the remaining schools is $90,080.11, broken down as follows. East Middle, $17,920.67. West Middle, $17,456.78. The CSS building, $17,602.22. And THS, $37,100.44. I recommend accepting the quote from EverSafe at the 4 campuses listed in the amounts above, totaling, again, $90,080.11 to enhance the safety of these buildings. Madam Chair.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the quote from EverSafe at the Community School Services Building, East Middle School, West Middle School, and Tullahoma High School in the amount of $90,080.11 to enhance the safety of these buildings?
So moved.
Motion by Pat Welsh. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Sid Hill. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
Yes, that's all in favor.
Great. Thank you so much. Excellent. Moving now to our curriculum, instruction, and assessment report, the CIA. Jessica Fogarty.
And just so that everyone's aware, our board members are for this committee meeting. It's Amy and Sid. So I just want to make sure to include that. Our July 12th meeting definitely had overarching themes that we hope continue to drive the work on our board and our committee specifically. We recognize that we are in competition for students and believe that the best way to address that issue is to market our strengths and improve our areas of concern. With the addition of the math curriculum, the district feels positive and excited about the provided curriculum at the elementary level. At our middle school level, we're excited to see how the newly added assistant principals will be able to support many elements of teaching and learning and be a part of the work on exploratory options being increased at this level. There was much discussion about the middle school experience and the need to filter CTE experiences into the middle schools via some sort of exploratory option. There are certainly other ways with zero fiduciary impact to capitalize on the middle school experience, and we hope that those will continue to be explored this year. We also acknowledge that our district is fortunate to have large campuses that give us the canvases to open our imaginations to unique and innovative learning possibilities. The high school programming is certainly a strength that we'll continue to lift up. Our aviation program will certainly set us apart. The flexibility and enhanced opportunities provided through Tullahoma Virtual Academy will also be a strong marketing point for TCS. And I diverged just a tiny bit and just want to lift up that if you have not seen the TCS Virtual Academy, Telehoma Virtual Academy, please take the opportunity because it is phenomenal. I know they had their grand opening. So I just want to kind of mention that. TCS will have to remain vigilant in providing great opportunities for our students and promoting these not only as a means of retaining our current students, but also as a springboard to attract new families to TCS. We hope that the relationship between our schools and the community can serve as a strong point of discussion in the upcoming city planning meetings. As we all know, a new high school is needed in TCS. We certainly hope this future project will be part of Think Tullahoma 2040.
Thank you. What a great report. And Amy, Sid, and Jessica, you all are an excellent curriculum team, and we really appreciate all the work that you've done for us this year. Thank you so much. Policy updates. My partner, Amy Johnson.
Okay. Okay, I'm technologically challenged.
You don't mind?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I am taking off my mask for clarity of speech while I go through this. Any explanations that need to be taken care of during this discussion will be handled by Dr. Stevens. The policy committee recommends updating to the following policies. 3.205, security. 4.101, instructional standards. 4.204, summer instructional programs. 4.205, enrollment in advanced courses. 4.212, virtual education program. 4.213, family life education. 4.301, interscholastic athletics. 4.605, graduation requirements. 4.700, testing programs. 5.106, application and employment. 5.117, teacher tenure. 5.200, separation practices for tenured teachers. 5.201, separation practices for non-tenured teachers. 5.300, short-term leaves of absence. 5.802, qualifications and duties of the director of schools. 6.200, attendance. 6.202, homeschools. 6.319, alternative education. 6.402, physical examinations and immunizations. And we recommend removing 1.8011.3, employee designations during emergency closures. Chairman?
Are there any questions about any of those? Okay, do we have a motion to accept updates to policies 3.205, 4.101, 4.204, 4.205, 4.212, 4.213, 4.301, 4.605, 4.700, 5.106, 5.117, 5.200, 5.201, 5.300, 5.802, 6.200, 6.202, 6.319, 6.402, and the deletion of 1.8011.3 on a first and final reading.
So moved.
Motion by Amy Johnson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Teresa Lawson. Any questions?
I would just like to make a remark that our group that works on these policies is a very diligent group and a very hardworking group, and we appreciate the trust that is placed in us.
Thank you. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
Yes, ma'am, that's all in favor.
Great. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Policy Committee, including myself, for all the work that you've done on policy. It involves everybody. It really involves everyone in the school. We look to lots of people in order to get this done. Okay, budget amendment. Mr. Ray.
Thank you. You have in your board packet the amended budget for the 2020-2021 school year. This amended budget updates the appropriations to reflect the actual revenue and expenditures. This is a normal, anticipated process at the end of each budget cycle. Our amended budget will be forwarded for inclusion in the city's final FY21 budget. Chairperson Usleton.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ray. Do I have a motion to accept the 2021 adjusted budget as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Jessica Fogarty, a second. Second by Pat Welsh. Any discussion?
This has been recommended also by the Finance Committee.
That's right. The wonderful Finance Committee, Pat Welsh, and myself, along with Mr. Ray, Dr. Stevens, and whoever else we need at the time. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn.
All in favor.
All in favor. Thank you all so much. Differentiated pay plan, Mr. Ray.
Thank you. Staff recommends the following differentiated pay plan for the 2021-2022 school year. TCS has identified a total of 17 positions throughout the system meeting the state's criteria for differentiated pay. 14 of these positions are in the state-identified hard-to-staff area. 6 of these 14 are speech-language pathologists, 7 are CDC teachers in the special ed role, and 1 is a district school psychologist. The other 3 positions qualify in the instructional roles category. These 3 are as follows: 1 fine arts coordinator and 2 behavior specialists. I've also given you a brief history of the state initiative that I will not read to you, and we've included differentiated pay plan from previous years in your packet as an example of what we will submit to the state if approved tonight.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the 2021-22 differentiated pay plan as presented by Mr. Ray?
So moved.
Motion by Jessica Fogarty. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Amy Johnson. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn.
It's all in favor.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Ray. Moving on to new business, the Clyde Smith Jr. Leadership Award. The Clyde Smith Jr. Leadership Award was started in 2012 in honor of longtime Board of Education member Clyde W. Smith Jr. This award embodies what it means to be a servant leader and to make a huge difference in the lives of those we serve, our children. Each year, the Board of Education spends time discussing those who have served our district and community in just this way and makes a recommendation to honor them as a Clyde Smith Jr. Leadership Award recipient. This year, I am open to hearing who the board would like to recommend as the 2022 recipient of this award.
Madam Chairman, I would like to actually read first.
Okay.
Something I have here.
Is your mic on?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Stephen and Marion Coleman set the standard for instrumental education, not only in Tullahoma but the state of Tennessee. Due to their vision, hard work, and dedication, the Telehoma Band remains a premier program in Tennessee more than a decade after their retirement. Their collective impact on the lives of young people and their fellow educators is truly remarkable. I would like to nominate Marion and Stephen Coleman for the Clyde Smith Jr. Leadership Award.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Did you nominate or make a motion?
I nominated. Do I need to make a?
Well, I'm not. We may have to get somebody to rule on. I'd like, if there, in absence of any other nomination, I would like to move that we accept that nomination and Steve and Marion Coleman to be the Clyde Smith Fellows by acclamation.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Good. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn. Excellent, excellent choice. It will be so fun to celebrate them. Really lots of good stuff that we'll be able to hear. Great. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lawson. Very good. Health insurance premium cap, Mr. Ray.
Thank you. Annually, staff reviews and makes recommendations to the board related to the insurance premium cap. The cap is the maximum amount TCS contributes to employee health insurance premiums. TCS has received notification from the state that health insurance premiums will increase 2% beginning in January of 2022. This is the same percentage increase for premiums in the 2021 calendar year. With the announced premium increase, staff recommends a 2% increase to the cap, resulting in the following dollar amount changes for the 2022 calendar year. To increase the cap on employee-only health insurance from $547.74 a month to $559 monthly. This increase also corresponds the cap for employee and children from $725.22 a month to $740 a month, and employee and spouse from $832.32 to $849 a month, and finally, family coverage capped at, from $1,110.78 a month to $1,133 monthly. Madam Chair.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to increase the cap on employee-only health insurance from $547.74 to $559 a month? The cap for employee and children or child from $752.22 to $740 monthly. The cap for employee and spouse from $832.32 to $849, and the cap for family from $1110.78 to $1133 monthly.
So moved.
Motion by Jessica Fogarty. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Pat Welsh. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Ray. And guess who's up next with the best camera system? Jason Ray.
Thank you. In an effort to promote and maintain student safety on TCS transportation, we have received 2 quotes for camera systems to be placed on TCS buses. This project includes vendor-installed dome cameras and DVR capabilities for the 9 buses in our fleet. The quotes related to this safety-focused addition on our buses are as follows. A quote from Provision with a total cost of $17,849, and a second quote from Angel Tracks with a total cost of $22,315.98. If approved, the vendor would install the camera systems on site as opposed to us having to deliver and then return to pick up buses at another location. Staff recommends proceeding with Provision to install the quoted camera system on our 9 buses with a total cost of $17,849. Madam Chair.
Great, thank you. Do I have a motion to proceed with Provision to install the quoted system on our 9 buses at a total cost of $17,849.
So moved.
Motion by Teresa Lawson. Is there a second? Second by Amy Dotson. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed?
Madam Chair, can I make a quick comment on the buses or a question? Mr. Ray, who is in charge of the maintenance as far as the parents of the buses?
Joe Schrader, and
The gentleman whose office is
Yes,
over
sir.
here? Well, I would hope that you would relay this compliment, because I came by today to address my ineptness on getting connected to BOE. And at the same time, I noticed that the buses look like they've been spit shined. And I challenge anybody to have a better pairing of buses than ours right now.
Thank you. I'm sure that Dr. Norris can be sure to let him know.
I hope you will, because they look great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Did we vote? All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? Mrs. Vaughn.
All in favor.
Good. All in favor. Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Ray, take a little break. Thank you. Superintendents Report. Dr. Stevens.
Yes, wow. A lot has happened since last we met in June. We have welcomed back teachers and staff, opened a new school year to 3,589 students, opened our 8th school, the Telehoma Virtual Academy, and with 12 days in the books, have had a wonderful start to the 21-22 school year. As a reminder, I do want to lift up the health and safety protocols we are following as we navigate a new year with COVID-19 and variants. TCS is following the CDC guidance on face masks. Face masks are recommended indoors for both vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals, so please wear them. TCS is following guidance on maintaining 3 feet of physical distance when feasible. The use of outdoor spaces for learning, exercise, and socialization is highly encouraged. We are limiting visitors to our building to reduce the possibility of transmission of illness. Routine hand washing with soap and water throughout the day is highly effective and recommended. The use of hand sanitizer should be used when hand washing is not an option. Enhanced cleaning and disinfecting of high traffic areas, as well as the overall facilities and buses, continue. Parents should monitor their children for any signs and symptoms of illness. Students should stay home when sick and until they are symptom-free for 24 hours without any fever-reducing medicines. Thank you so much to our students, teachers, staff, parents, and community members for helping us to follow these guidelines and recommendations. Now, on to a wonderful celebration that took place last week that Ms. Fogarty alluded to. It was exciting to celebrate the opening of the Tullahoma Virtual Academy officially last week with the chamber ribbon cutting. Last Wednesday morning, we had a full house of visitors, including folks from local businesses, Motlow, TCAT Shelbyville, Tennessee Pathways, the City of Tullahoma, the Chamber of Commerce, LightTube, THS, TCS, school board members, and the Tullahoma News. We had 2 virtual students show up during the ribbon cutting who were there to use the virtual cafe. It was great to see their faces and meet these students who are the first students taking advantage of the new virtual academy. Another celebration happened recently when the Tullahoma Education Foundation awarded over $70,000 in grants to 9 different schools and classrooms. These dollars are being used to support classrooms in the forms of makerspace materials, equipment for outdoor classrooms, PE equipment, heart rate monitors, and playground equipment and cribs for our Little Cats Learning Academy. This foundation plays such an important role in supporting our students and teachers. We are thankful for their careful consideration of needs across the district and their willingness to support us with their funding. Now on to some shout outs from principals across the district. Bel Air Elementary Principal Dr. Clint Epley says he is so excited about the library renovation that is going on at his campus. This renovation will provide a more open space for STEM and library-related activities. He is thankful for the maintenance team as they are working so hard for the Bel Air Bees. East Lincoln Elementary Principal Scott Hargrove shares, "My hat is off to the teachers and staff of East Lincoln Elementary for getting the plane in the air for the 21-22 school year. We had a great school opening, and a special shout out to our parents for making it such a big success." Jack T. Farah Elementary Principal Travis Moore says, "The Farah Frogs are excited to be back in session. We've hit the ground running with iReady benchmark testing well underway. We're also partnering with United Way on a special art project featuring student artwork. Our PTO held its first meeting, and our great parents are already planning our first fall fundraising event. Our teaching staff continues to exhibit their dedication and commitment to teamwork with creative classroom coverage efforts." Mary Gilbert, principal of Robert E. Lee Elementary, shares, "We're off to a wonderful beginning from the first day with balloons, student posters, decorations, pictures, student greeters, music, and a time of celebration for the new year with popsicles. Fifth graders have been fantastic role model buddies assisting younger students at Robert E. Lee. Our REL family has enjoyed building intentional relationships with morning meetup and buddy up. Our WLEO is up and sharing great news with an added blooper bonus. We are excited to have professional development training with Trauma-Informed Schools and SPDIG, otherwise known as the State Personnel Development Grant, and learn new strategies to implement with our REL Lions. We're going to focus this year on our new Lion Pride with posters, points, celebrations, and communication to foster a positive school culture. Pride stands for P, pride, R, respect, I, integrity, D, determination, E, excellence. It's going to be a great year at Robert E. Lee. Dr. Woody Dillahay, principal of East Middle School, says, "We have had an awesome start to the school year, and it's great to be back together again. Our return to school has been smooth, and we look forward to celebrating the successes of our students and staff throughout the school year. The smiles, joy, and excitement that a new school year brings are definitely worth celebrating. We want to welcome our new students and staff to EMS and can't wait to see what you all accomplish." Dr. Dillahay also wants to congratulate the TMS girls volleyball team for their top 3 finish in their recent tournament. At the end of June 6, West Middle School students participated in the Future Business Leaders of America Online National Conference. There were over 10,000 worldwide attendees that participated in leadership sessions, workshops, and competitions. The following students placed first in state FBLA competitions in April to qualify to attend and compete at this event. Here's a list of the competitors and their events. Zyler Spinner in Business Math and Financial Literacy, Brianna Vigil in Career Explorations, Kylie Earhart in Digital Citizenship, and the team of Elizabeth Womack, Logan Williams, and Ellie Simpson in Critical Thinking. THS Principal Jason Quick shares that 2 THS students were awarded scholarships to attend the STILH Reno Air Races, an international event for aviation enthusiasts. Colleen McCullough and Taylor Kaiser and one parent for each will receive free airfare, transportation, hotel accommodations, tickets, and pit passes to the races, and $500 spending money courtesy of the Reno Air Races organization. Each scholarship is valued at over $5,000. Upon the students' return, they will make a presentation to their respective classes of their experience and new knowledge gained from this event. So exciting. PAWS, Pathways to Achieving Wildcat Success, PAWS, began on Tuesday, August 3rd. PAWS is a program designed to support the many needs of Tullahoma High School students, including relationship building, social emotional development, academic enrichment, and more. Each day, students have the opportunity to sign up for a 50-minute session. Examples of sessions include AP Biology tutoring, choral ensemble, mindfulness for stress relief, anime, Latin dancing, beginning piano, And on Fridays, we end the week with a spirit rally to celebrate the student achievements of the week. Student and faculty response has been overwhelming as pause provides a necessary pause for everyone to focus on self. Pause is supported by both a web-based and mobile app that allows students the opportunities to use their cell phones to sign up for sessions and for teachers to monitor student performance. T-Town is coming this fall to the campus of THS. T-Town, sponsored by First Bank, is a community celebration that will allow parents, students, teachers, and other stakeholders in Tullahoma to enjoy a festive atmosphere in the beautiful outside air prior to a Tullahoma High School home football game. The event will feature tailgate tent rentals, food prior to the game, city cafe seating for meals, games and activities for children of all ages, including a bounce house for little ones, a live broadcast from 93.9 The Duck, and the Wildcat Walk down John Olive Way led by the THS band, cheerleaders, football players, JROTC 12th Man Squad, and more. We love our THS Wildcats and will certainly enjoy this festive environment outside prior to a home football game. It is always a delight every month to share an update with you all about the wonderful happenings across our school district. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Oh, such exciting things happening. And now we are all going to focus our attention on Jessica Fogarty.
Oh,
Just what you've waited for, Jessica. The attention is on you.
8 years, 8 years. Just teasing.
Jessica, let us just go first.
Okay.
And then we're going to let you go.
Okay.
Okay. You have been serving on the board and serving our community, our students, and our employees for 8 years. And you are outstanding. The impact you have made will continue for always. You are genuinely passionate about our students and our employees and things being better. You're a pusher. We like that. We like that. You've been great to serve with. I don't think that any of us could ever say we did not know where Jessica stood on an issue. There was no doubt. You were very vocal. You represented your constituents, and you encouraged all of us to do the same. In fact, for a lot of us, you gave a new voice to being a board member, and that's super important. You will be missed tremendously. One thing that you always talked about, that you talked about all the time for a number of years, was something that you really were passionate about with children. They need play kitchens. Play kitchens. They need play kitchens. So, Jessica, your board members have gotten this little play kitchen for you to donate to one of the areas, the little Jessica Fogarty play kitchen.
Gosh, that is amazing. You heard me. You heard me.
Oh yeah, we heard you all right.
Even the stainless steel.
That's a pretty fancy play kitchen, I must say. Woo. Yes, that is
great.
Amazing.
So we know that although you are somewhat retiring from the board, you definitely are not retiring from Tullahoma City Schools. Mm-hmm. You have children that are still involved. You're super involved. We know we will hear from you. You're very passionate about the success of Tullahoma City Schools and public education for all of our children. And we know that there have been difficult times and wonderful times, and throughout it all, your family has been incredibly supportive and giving of you. And we want to thank the family that's here. So thank you all so much. We appreciate all your support. Board members?
No, don't feel any pressure.
No. If just email.
Oh, I have a funny story.
Yeah, okay, good.
So as you know, I was filling a position. And so I was sitting in, and the first time I met you, Jessica, I was in this former superintendent's office and still nervous, ladies and gentlemen, trying to figure this out. Well, I saw something that looked similar to a whirlwind. It was called Jessica Fogarty, and she comes flying in. And she starts just going off about how we need to make sure that we promote what our wonderful teachers do and how we can go back being the top and how we need to blast this all over the media. And about 5 minutes later, she said, oh, by the way, I'm Jessica Fogarty. But what I have seen is that level of passion throughout. And so I thank you because you have always shown you are a force that stands up for our teachers and our staff and our faculty and our students. So I don't know if I'll ever have that level of energy, but I do thank you for showing me what passion means to our system.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. That's super kind.
Great. Thank you. Dr. Stevens?
Before interviewing for this position of director of schools, you all know I watched countless board meetings. There was a particular board member who always stood out to me. She had passion and fire. That is what she had, and she eagerly displayed it at many meetings while she conveyed her heart. Your love of and for children and providing what is best for them as a board member could not have been more obvious to me. When I met you, February 2020, the day of my interview, I saw that same passion and focus as you critiqued me and really looked at me as a potential director. And you openly shared your heart and your desire for this amazing school district of which I am so honored to be a part. Your belief in education, your love of students, your commitment to always doing what is right will be sorely missed by everyone on this board and by me. I want to thank you for what you've done for this school district long before I ever was here as director of schools. I also want to personally thank you for what you did for me. Your texts, your calls helped me survive a very challenging year. To have this person as a cheerleader is really impactful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to miss you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
But I get to be friends with you and be co-parents with you, so I look forward to the journey ahead.
Oh, truly. Awesome. You guys are too much. Yeah, I thought I was going to get to do the talking, right?
It's your turn now.
Okay. I'm going to start just with a quick quote. My mom cut this out of our church bulletin because my middle daughter recognized it. And I just wanted to start with this just to kind of be like a capstone for maybe like how we center ourselves right now and moving forward. Because I won't be here to be that big voice, but obviously I was for so long. But and now that I have a school kitchen playground, then I don't have to keep touting that, right? It says, love them both. We must love them both, those whose opinions we share and those whose opinions we reject. For both have labored in the search for truth, and both have helped us in the finding of it. Thomas Aquinas. I just thought that was a really important quote, and my mama is always good about sharing really smart pieces of wisdom with me. So I wanted to bring that tonight to put on the table. I wanted to say thank you to the entire Tullahoma community. At the most challenging moments in this role, I would remind myself that it's an honor. It's a real honor to be asked by your community to serve in this way. And I tried hard to do my absolute best in this role and for our students. And it was my sincerest hope that it was enough. To the whole of the TCS system, everybody, top, bottom, back, I thank you for allowing me to serve you. In particular, Dr. Stevens and Sandy, I couldn't leave the two of you out. A huge thank you for your continued patience and your tremendous amount of work. You do an unbelievable amount. And for me personally, you do a ton. So thank you. There are so many people in the system, and I'm like looking out and seeing very familiar faces that I owe a huge debt of gratitude for providing excellent instruction and care to that which I treasure the most. And those are my three spirited daughters, one of which is in the audience tonight. And so for that, I'm beyond grateful. We have amazing teachers, and my girls have the privilege of that. So I have to thank them specifically because it's probably not always easy to have a board member's kiddo in your class. So I recognize that and I appreciate it. To the BOE, to all you guys, I wanted to say thank you for the experience to serve alongside you in this important work. I have learned a great deal from those here and those that I had the pleasure of serving with previously. 8 years offers you the opportunity to do a lot of learning. And I would be remiss if I didn't extend a special thank you to one particular board member for serving as a terrific mentor and dear friend during this time. So Kim Usselton, thank you. I need to thank my husband, Chris, who's out there, for his unwavering support, and to my girls for sharing me, because I know that was kind of a challenge at times. But if you guys don't mind to indulge me, my last thank you will sound a little silly at the beginning, but I think it'll make sense at the end. I always wish I'd won an Olympic medal. It's like been a huge dream, despite the fact that as a young child, I had no athletic pursuits. So anyways, still a dream, because I always wanted a platform to offer these next words of appreciation. I would like to take these final moments to thank a very special person. I knew I'd get a little emotional, so I'm going to pull it together. My mom is humble and certainly doesn't easily respond to accolades. However, that won't stop me. I've always been impressed by my mother's courage and strength of character. She's faced far more challenges than I ever shall, but she did so with grace and perseverance. I worked hard to emulate those qualities in particular, and it's my sincere hope that it showed in my work over these 8 years. From a practical standpoint, I could not have been in this position without my mother. For example, she reminded me to turn off the stove before I left to come to this meeting. She literally prevented the house from burning down multiple times. Her tremendous help in picking up my daughters from school, shuffling them to many games and practices, helping with homework and dinner, and so much more, offered me the opportunity to serve. So it is to you, Mom, I dedicate these years of service. And it's your example, and I thank you. So thank you to all of you. Thank you for your kind words, and thank you to all of TCS.
Yay. Wonderful.
Kudos to my BOE. Kudos.
Wonderful, wonderful. We already probably have some plans for you. So, okay.
Keep me busy.
City Board Liaison Report. Alderperson Blackwell.
I'm like crying. and Jessica, I can't tell you how much you mean a lot to my family.
Thank you.
And looking to you as a professional, the way you carry yourself through this community has meant so much to me, because I've honestly looked up to the way you've done that. So thank you so much.
That's kind. Thank you.
Okay. Big things. Comp plan. We know that we've all been talking about that for a while. Think Tullahoma 2040. Wait, Tullahoma Think 2040 is happening right now. So thank you all. I just checked my email. So thank you for sending out the next week's in meetings to all of our schools and all of our students and their parents. So thank you for allowing us to do that. And I just want to remind you all, and of course invite you all please to come. Next week we are having our in-districts meeting, or in our quadrant meetings at the 4 schools, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. The dates, the first one's at Lee on Monday. Tuesday will be at East Lincoln, Wednesday Farrah, Thursday at Bel Air. We're there from 5 to 7:30. That's when that meeting is taking place. I know that we're trying to get that information out to as many people as possible, but it's so important for us to get information from our community. And, I was having coffee and conversations, that's a weird thing I do, with some of our parents came. And what they had said to me was, who's so important, I shared this with Dr. Stevens, that we find out what this matters to is those middle schoolers and high schoolers, because they're those people who 20 years from now are going to be all of us, right? So thank you so much for sending that out, and I'm looking forward to partnering to get that even more information out there. You guys have been talking a lot about funding. I know that one of the things that we're hoping to get out of this comp plan is an idea of how we need to guide our capital projects. So that's why this is so important. We know we hear from the community, sidewalks, safety, all these issues. So one of the things that we're hoping to get is, with this comp plan, an idea what will our capital projects look like? Obviously, sidewalks for most of us is something important. So I just wanted to share that. That is on our radar. It's something that is important to us. And as you guys see things that are concerning to you, especially with safety with getting kids to school, I heard a lot of comments about some driving issues that we're able to put out signage for, and are working on that now. But please let us know so that we can help y'all out. Our website, thank Jesus, is being launched September. So we will have a new city website for us all to use and actually be able to use more. We are in phase 2. I found that out last night when I walked into a planning commission meeting and ran downstairs to make sure that I was doing the appropriate things that we needed to do at that point. So I will find out what those guidance is. I don't know if you got an email response yet. I haven't either, but I will check and send that to you also, what the city itself will be following in terms of phase 2. Couple things is the planning commission, we did approve a minor subdivision in Macon Manor. It shouldn't be that much of an infrastructure change for you all, but I just wanted to give you all the heads up. And that is essentially it. Thank you so much for starting off the school year. We're excited. My kids are so excited to be back. So I appreciate all the work that you all are doing. And that's it.
Thank you so much.
Unless y'all have questions.
Yes, anybody have any questions for Ruba?
Oh, and with that Think 2040 plan, for anybody who cannot attend the meeting, so it's so important if we can, there is a survey online that is super easy to fill out. And that is a way for everyone to be able to get there who has internet to be able to give us their thoughts.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think you've done a great job. I received a postcard. Did you all receive that? A really good postcard and everything? Yes, really, really good. Thank you so much. Excellent. Personnel report, Dr. Stevens?
Yes, personnel changes for both July and August have been included in your packet.
Great. And monthly financial report, Mr. Ray?
Thank you. This is a report is just for through the end of July, which is just 1 month of the new fiscal year as we start a new budget cycle. You'll notice that not much revenue in the first month, as the BEP does not start coming to us until August. So we obviously will update this as the school year progresses. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. In honor of Jessica Fogarty, the meeting is adjourned.
Awesome.